Your live interactive Weather Authority coverage will begin shortly. Your live interactive Weather Authority coverage will begin shortly. This has been live interactive Weather Authority coverage from CB. Your live Weather Authority coverage starts right now.
Hello, everybody. I hope you are all having a great Saturday. We are looking at a pretty nice day today. At least we did, I should say, for the most part. It was mainly cloudy, but overall not too bad. I'm going to wait a little bit to get some people on here. I hope you guys are all having a great evening and enjoying your Saturday and really just enjoying your weekend overall. I know a lot of people want to know about this upcoming storm, and we are going to start to see snow really even at this time tomorrow, but even before then, we are going to be snowing across much of the state, and we are going to see our first real big winter storm for most of the region as we head into tomorrow. Really the evening and tomorrow night is when most of this will move on in. We are going to see most of this start as rain, but let's get into it a little bit and let's talk about it. We're looking at a winter storm watch now for most of inland Maine. Now, this does not include the coastline, as you can see. This is in the blue shaded right there, and also over towards the west, there's actually a winter weather advisory up for parts of Vermont over towards central New Hampshire. Now, the winter storm watch is in place for tomorrow evening, and this runs through Monday morning. We are going to see, again, a good amount of snow in some parts of the state, less snow in others, and we are going to see it start anytime after about, I would say, if you are in the far southern and western part of the state, maybe start to see some light rain as early as 10, 11, 12 o'clock tomorrow morning. And then by the time we get to the afternoon, we are going to see some snow develop across the state. All right, satellite and radar shows just about nothing right now, and that is expected. We are going to see a lot of clouds out there for this evening and tonight, and then we are going to eventually start to see some snow develop again as we head into tomorrow. And let me zoom out a little bit, and you can see that we are eventually going to see, hang on one second, a storm system down to our south, which is eventually going to bring us this storm. And you can see all of the rain down to the south. We're talking thunderstorms for parts of Florida, the panhandle of Florida, up through Georgia, Tennessee as well. Now, this storm system is really going to get its act together and pop an area of low pressure and eventually going to move down to our south as we head into the day tomorrow. Temperatures right now, not too bad. We're looking at 40s for the most part down towards the coast, 30s for most areas inland, and 31 degrees in Freiburg, 37 degrees in Lewiston, 37 degrees in Rumford. Down towards the coast, generally about 40 to 43 degrees for most areas. Next hour or two, we're looking at mostly cloudy skies. Again, no weather issues if you are stepping outside for this evening or tonight. And then by the time we get to the day tomorrow, we're going to start cloudy, but then things will change for the afternoon. Tonight, temperatures running in the 30s for the most part, so really not too bad temperature-wise as well, as we are going to see temperatures that will be a little bit above average for this time of the year. And tomorrow, again, things are going to change. We're going to see a cloudy start, and then rain will develop for most areas anytime after about 11 a.m. to 12 p.m., and that is in the far southern and western part of the state. And then slowly pushing eastward as we head through the daytime, most areas will start to see some form of precipitation between about 12 p.m. and 3 p.m. And I say some form only because I think most areas in the southern part of the state will start as rain, even up through the central part of the state. But if you're over towards Rangeley, if you're in Jackman, it's going to start as snow and stay as snow for the entire duration of the event. Temperatures running in the 30s for most, near 40 degrees along the coastline, and we are going to see this precip start again late morning and into the early afternoon. Here's 10 o'clock in the morning. We are mostly dry. There could be a few rain or snow showers just popping up in some spots. But again, it's anytime after about 11, 12 o'clock that things are going to change. And you can see here around 2:30 in the afternoon, I can even back this up just a little bit further. And you can see by the time we get to 12, 1 o'clock, notice the amount of rain, a lot of green on the map showing a good amount of rainfall. It's not heavy rain, it's generally a light rain, but what's going to happen is temperatures are going to be in the mid to upper 30s to start for most areas. As the rain falls, it's a pretty cool phenomenon that happens. As rain falls, it cools the atmosphere, and then as the temperature cools off in the atmosphere, of course, there is that transition over to snow when we have cooler temperatures above our heads and down towards the surface. So rain falling can actually cool the temperature of the atmosphere. Pretty cool how that works. And then notice how the rain snow line, as we head through the afternoon and evening, it is going to slowly sink southward. By the time we get to 5, 6 o'clock, notice, I think we could even still be looking at rain for a good amount of the coastline. And then by the time we get to the nighttime, that's when things are going to start to really change. I do think we are going to see snowfall for a good part of the state. Now, this could exclude parts of southern coastal York County. If you are, in Portsmouth, if you are in Kittery, if you're in areas like that, you might not see much of any snow. I think you could see some wet snowflakes mixed in at times, but I don't think you're going to see much of any accumulation with this event. Once you get up towards, the OOB area, the Portland area, and especially over towards the mid-coast, that's when you'll see some accumulation. It is not going to be a big event down towards the coast. Through the overnight hours, notice just about everybody is looking at snow, but still some of the coastline, especially in York County, could still be looking at some rain even at this time. And we are going to see 95% of the state looking at snow, even for the mid-coast over towards areas and down east, but the rain not too far off the coast. So it's just down towards the coast where I do think we could see a little bit of rain even into the overnight hours, and that is for mainly the southern and southwestern part of the state. Here's 5:30 in the morning. We're still looking at snow. We're still looking at a steadier snow. However, at this point, we have snow now starting to kind of taper down just a little bit. It could be steady, but it will also be on the lighter side once we get to about 6, 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. And then things will start to clear on out of here as we head through the afternoon. I do think there is the threat that we could see some snow showers in the afternoon. That's about it. Snow showers, really not a big deal, not going to add too much to any accumulation. And I'm going to get into the numbers. I'm getting a lot of comments of people asking how much snowfall. I'm going to get into that in just a little bit. I'll answer some of these questions as well. I kind of want to run through this forecast first. Snow showers possible still for the afternoon and evening. And notice even into the overnight hours, we could see a few scattered snow showers Monday evening, Monday night. That clears on out of here. And it looks like some sun is expected as we head into the day Tuesday. Here's 12 o'clock. Notice those temperatures, though, only running in the low to mid 30s for the afternoon. All right, here we go. If you saw my Facebook post yesterday, we really haven't changed much of anything. Pretty much just kept the exact same forecast from yesterday with really snowfall down towards the coast. We're talking a coating to 2 inches, and notice right down towards the coast of York County, we might not even see even a coating in those spots. Again, going to be a situation where you might still get some wet snowflakes mixed in, but with the ground so wet and the ground so warm down towards areas like Kittery, you might not see any accumulation at all. Portland, up through Rockland, over towards Bar Harbor. You guys down towards the coast, if you are at the coastline, and especially as you head up towards the mid-coast, we are going to see some accumulation likely as we head into the nighttime on Sunday, and that will probably happen anytime after 8, 9, 10 o'clock. I think it is going to be rain for much of the afternoon and even into the early evening hours. And then you get away from the coastline. Now we're talking 10, 15 miles, maybe 10, 15 miles inland, if that even. Now we're looking at 2 to 5 inches. This runs up through about the Lewiston and Augusta area. We are going to see anywhere between about 2 to 5 inches of snow, and that's for northern Cumberland, northern York, and really up through the mid-coast as well, away from the coastline where we could see 2 to 5 inches of snow. Most areas, central and northern Maine, 5 to 10 inches of snow. I do think the mountains will see the highest totals. Of course, some of the higher peaks could see a foot of snow in those areas, which is great for ski country, of course. And this is Heaviest will be during the nighttime for the most part with this storm system. 5 to 10 inches for much of the area. And this includes the Bangor area, for example. We are going to see 5 to 10 inches of snow. And if you're looking at this map and you're saying, wow, my town is right on the line between, say, 2 to 5 or 5 to 10, or say coding to 2 and 2 to 5. I always mention this because I think it's really important to mention. Don't look at, like, if you are right on the line of 2 to 5, 5 to 10, don't look at that as you have a range of 2 to 10 inches of snow. Look at that more. You're on the high end of 2 to 5, low end of 5 to 10. So if you are, Augusta and points just north of Augusta or just north of Lewiston, for example, you're probably looking at 4 to 6, maybe 4 to 7 inches of snow. So you want to look at the higher ends of those numbers of the 2 to 5 and the lower numbers of the 5 to 10 if you are right on that line, for example, between the 2 and 5 and 5 to 10. Again, up towards the mountains, that's where we are expecting the highest totals, 8 to 12 inches of snow. There could be some isolated reports up towards the mountains, maybe a tiny bit more, but for the most part, I think most areas from Freiburg, Rangeley, that area will see anywhere between about 8 to 12 inches of snow. And again, to some of these comments, Brianna, hello to you. Yes, wet and heavy, pretty much everywhere. This is not going to be a dry, fluffy snow. I wish it was because, well, yeah, dry, fluffy snow is better than, of course, the wet, heavy stuff that we are going to deal with as we head into the, daytime tomorrow. And let's get a look at some more. Jen, this is a good question. School delays. I would say yes. I mean, some places inland are going to get canceled. I would assume. Of course, that's out of my pay grade. But yeah, we are going to see definitely some school issues with this storm. And then as we head into, let me just check out some of these towns. Topsom, give me 1 second. All right. So the Topsom area, here we go from Suzanne. You're probably looking at anywhere between about, I would say, 1 to 3 inches of snow in that area. And then Brooke, hey, what's going on, Brooke? Yeah, snow. Not too much in Portsmouth, though. Mexico, that's going to be one that you guys could see. I could see Mexico getting upwards of a half foot of snow, maybe a little bit more. So that's going to be a very tricky spot, but I do think you're gonna be plowing as you head over towards the Mexico area. Alan, yes, that is exactly what I was saying. So perfect example is the Waterville area. You're gonna be on the higher end of 2 to 5, lower end of 5 to 10 when it comes to your range. So call it about, I would say, 4 to 7, like you were just mentioning. That's about right there. And then Lewiston, not too far off from what Alan was just saying. I think if I had to put a little range on it as well, I mean, I think we're talking about 4 to 7 inches of rain, or excuse me, 4 to 7 inches of snow in the Lewiston area as well. How much? Lewiston, somebody else was just mentioning Lewiston as well. Give or take about 4 to 7 inches of snow. At Lisbon Falls, probably 2 to 5 or so in that area. Casco is, I'm pretty sure, give me 1 second. I'm still trying to learn where these towns are, if I'm being totally honest. I'm not afraid to admit it. All right, Linda, Casco, you're probably looking at 3 to 5, I would say 2 to 5, 3 to 5 inches of snow in the Casco area. And then again, you're going to want to prepare for maybe some school delays or school closings. Really just depends on where you are. If you're down towards the coast, you might get a delay. Most areas, especially down towards the far southern part of the state, are going to see really not much in the way of accumulation. Cape Elizabeth, Amy, you just mentioned, not much. I mean, a coding to 1, being right by the coastline, right on the water, Cape Elizabeth is going to be a tough one. But you never know. I mean, we could see an inch. That's about it. Maybe 2 around the Cape Elizabeth area. That's probably the max, I would say, but not too much in terms of snowfall accumulation there. What else do we have? And then we're looking at, hang on 1 second. Again, give me Give me some time here. All right, so we're asked. I thought I knew this one. So yes, Lisa Standish. You're probably looking at. If I had to put a number on it, 1 to 3, maybe 1 to 2 inches of snow in Standish. Not much for Lisa. Standish is not going to see too much. That is some good news. And who else do we have? Gardner, yeah, probably 2 to 5, give or take. Gorham, I would go 1 to 3. You're still a little too close to the coastline to get much in the way of accumulation. It could be anywhere between 1 to 3, maybe 2 inches of snow about in the Gorham area. And then Sanford. Somebody was just mentioning about Sanford. Susan. Yes. Hello to you, Susan. Susan, Sanford, you're not going to get too much. I think you're coding to 2. Call it maybe like 1 to 2 inches of snow in this Sanford area. So again, not too much in terms of accumulation there. A couple people are asking about Sanford. Wells, not too much either. Maybe a coating to an inch. I don't think Wells sees much in the way of any accumulation. And a couple people are asking about Portland. Again, not much. Coating to 1-2 inches of snow. Most of that falls at night, as we are going to see, of course, when the sun goes down, that helps things out. Yeah, a couple people were asking about Portland, of course. Raymond, you're probably 2 to 4. I would give you guys 2 to 4. Anywhere up from like the Raymond area, Sebago Lake, 2 to 4, maybe 3 to 5 inches of snow. So probably enough to shovel, maybe even snow blow. But again, remember that this is going to be a very wet, heavy, sticky snow. Very easy to make snowball snow with this one. Maybe get out there and make a snowman, right? All right, Rockland. I can get to a few more, and then I have to step out of here. Rockland, not too much. Coating to 2 inches, I would say there. Rockland's one of those situations, too, where they're a little bit higher up along the mid-coast, so I do think that they will see a little bit more in the way of accumulation as compared to some places like southern York County, but I don't see much in the way of any accumulation in that area. Freiburg, ooh, you're right on. I would get, if I had to come up with a specific forecast for Freiburg, this is not one of the ranges on the map, but I would go about 6 to 10 inches in the Freiburg area in particular. I think you will see a half foot of snow in that area, but do I think you see a foot? Probably not. I would go 6 to 10 in the Freiburg region. Portsmouth, you're going to be lucky if you get a coating. It's just how this system is set up. A little bit too warm there. Timothy, you are going to be dealing with mainly rain with this event. Notice you're not even in one of the ranges for the Portsmouth area, so not much down there, down towards southern New Hampshire, or at least coastal New Hampshire, I should say. South Paris, you're going to get a good amount of snow. I could see you getting maybe a half foot of snow in that area. All right, I could do this forever. We have so many comments. Skowhegan, not that much. Coating to 1 to 2 inches of snow. Maybe if you're lucky, you get 2.5 or 3, but I would go probably a coating to 2 inches of snow there. Jay, you're going to possibly see upwards of a half foot of snow, maybe a little bit more in that area. This is an interesting one. Lebanon, New Hampshire. That Lebanon is Lebanon. If I'm saying that wrong, I apologize. You'll see. I think you could see upwards of. I'm pretty sure. Hang on one second. Lebanon. Lebanon is going to probably see, I would say, 3 to 6, 2 to 5, 3 to 6 in that range right there. And Rumford, pretty much the same. I could see Rumford seeing upwards of 8 to 10, 8 to 12 inches. I mean, Rumford's up there. Rumford's going to be one of the higher totals, I think, in the entire state. So, again, if I didn't get to everybody, I apologize. But I do have to get going in just a minute. I am going to show you the 7-day forecast, so stay tuned to that. But again, I want to just roll through this one more time before I get on out of here. And you can see that most of this is going to run during the afternoon for the day. Tomorrow, notice it's cloudy to start the day, and then we are going to see rain for most areas to start. That will transition over to snow. Notice that we are going to see the rain snow line sink down to the south as we head through the afternoon and evening. And then by the time we get to the overnight hours, most areas are looking at snow. That winds down, and we are going to see some snow showers at times for the afternoon, but other than that, we are really not looking at much for the afternoon and nighttime. Here's a look at the 7-day forecast. I do want to show you guys this. Afternoon rain for the coastline tomorrow, and then that will transition over to some snow, but it could take quite a while as we head through the evening hours and even into the nighttime before some areas start to see some snow down towards the coast. And then a little bit of a wintry mix, some snow during the morning hours Monday, some afternoon snow showers. But then notice these temperatures. It's going to be cold. I mean, we're talking temperatures running in the low to mid 30s down towards the coast, upper 20s to near 30, temperatures in the single digits maybe in spots, teens for most as we head into the afternoon or the overnight hours, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And then Friday, the chance for some snow as a little weak system tries to pass through. That's about it. But otherwise, we are looking at pretty dry conditions. And we do have that weather worn up, for tomorrow night for inland areas. All right, I'm going to be on at 10 and 11 tonight, and I hope you can tune in. I will have the latest forecast. I'll time this out, and we'll talk some weather. I hope you guys have a great one and a good Sunday.